Hello, welcome. I'm Mike Goldstein of EasyDatingCoach.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, get in here and subscribe so you can watch more content. Today's topic is one game-changing step to make your relationship work. And this is a massive game changer. So I think we've all been there. Even people in great relationships get in arguments. And sometimes they get heated. Sometimes you talk them out somewhat respectfully. But regardless, there's a better route to arguing, which is going to save this relationship, make it better for the man, make it better for you, make you more connected, and ultimately allow this relationship to thrive. And if you're in year 1 to year 5, this is going to make sure your relationship gets to year 20, year 30. Or if you've been in partnership for a long time, you've been married for 20 years, and maybe the relationship got to its stale point, this really can help fix it. So let's talk about when we argue and what can happen. So first of all, let's talk about the male brain so we understand that. So we've talked about this before, and the science has shown that men have 10 times less receptors between the left hemisphere and right hemisphere. So what the heck does that mean? What it means is that he will either be on his logical side or he will be on his emotional side. He is not really that capable of being on both at the same time. However, women are wildly capable of being on both. So logic and emotion will be happening at the same time for women. And that's why when we interact between the sexes, it's confusing because our brains actually operate quite drastically different. Now, what is so important about this, and what is the lesson to be learned? When men are operating on their emotional side, they're not able to operate on their logical side. So this is so vitally important because if you notice that he goes on his emotional side, like he gets angry, upset, frustrated, logic just went out the window for him. And so that means when he's talking to you, he's forgotten. He's forgotten that he loves you, that you're a team, that you're amazing, that you've spent all this time together, that you have built this great foundation. And he's just operating on that emotion that he's currently feeling. And so if he's upset, he's going to say things that he doesn't mean. So how do we handle this? The best way is to call a timeout. Tee it up. And if a man's watching this, if a woman's watching this, you're both capable of calling the timeout. So if you're a woman watching this, before you get in an argument with your partner, talk to him about what this new strategy is going to look like. And feel free to explain this to him if you have open lines of communication and he's willing to listen and learn about, if you want to explain how we have different sides of the brain. But ultimately, get him on board with the idea, and he should be, because every man, when he gets upset, really does want a timeout. He wants to go to his man cave, he wants to reset, and come talk to you when he's feeling better. But if either one of you notice, you call the timeout, you say, hey, we love each other, we need to take a little break. And this is vital. We don't want to talk to the man when he's emotional. He's no longer the knight in shining armor who's going to protect you and take care of your emotions and make you feel special. He's not capable of this at this moment. So we're taking the time out. Now, so this is huge. Another piece of this, I probably should change the title of this, is when you come back and you've had your argument, he does not need to communicate. We always want a man to talk. And we're like, I wish you would talk. You don't. Science has shown us when they hook a man up and see what's going on inside, when he talks and has to talk for an extended, he actually starts producing estrogen. And we don't want estrogen in our man. You know what estrogen does? It gets him man boobs. No one wants a man with man boobs. Versus when women talk, it also produces estrogen, but women have 10 times more estrogen than men, and this is a fantastic thing. When women have estrogen, they're happy, they're smiling, things are good. So when we come back from this argument, it is vital, and men, please, I hope you're watching this, some of you, and women, if you're not, tell the man, the woman talks first. The woman gets to feel heard, validated. So it's your time to tell him how you feel about the argument, for him to go, you're right, I'm sorry, and for him to validate that, you have some really good points and that you guys need to figure it out. And maybe he apologizes for the way he behaved earlier, or maybe he just sees your point. All right, so I hope that's helpful, guys. I want to give you something on top of this that's equally, if not more important, is understanding why men disappear. We've all had this happen, whether it's in the early stages of dating, or it happens when you've been dating for years or married. He just disappears, goes in his man cave. I want you to understand why. Because if we get curious about why this is happening, we can start helping him with it. We can feel better about why he's doing it. And ultimately, it gives us more tools to understand our man. And once we understand him, that's a great thing. So I'm going to put that free gift, Why Men Disappear, down in the comments. I'll pin it as the top comment, and I'll put it in the description. So, guys, I hope that was helpful. I'm curious. Are you shocked by the fact that the male and female brain has 10 times less receptors between the left and right hemisphere in terms of the men having 10 times less? Does this make sense that men are not capable of being on both sides of their brain? And also, I want to explain this whole thing. We always talk about how men are always the violent ones that get in fights. And the reason being is, once again, this comes back to the receptors. They lose their logical side when they go into emotion. So in a bar, when a guy pushes him or makes him feel, threatened, he goes into fight or flight. So, a sophisticated man just walks away. But other men are going to fight. And that's because he lost the logical side. He's on his emotions. He's acting on it. This guy's threatening me. I feel angry. I feel unsafe. I feel upset. Here's how I'm going to handle it. And women, even though emotions are happening, still have some logic, and they realize, well, fighting's not a good idea. Physical fighting and emotional yelling is not great either. Anyway, I hope this gives some clarification on how we work. And let's get rid of the man boobs. We don't want that. All right, go get the free gift, guys. I love you. If you're subscribed already, make sure you hit the bell and turn on notifications, or else you never know when a video is happening. Anyway, love you guys, and we will see you soon.